Either God here coming to you live and direct with another video. And in this video, I want to share my perspective on the TV show, the Marvel TV show, Moon Knight. This is a spoiler alert. This is about the first and second episode of which I've watched already. And from the help of Remedy H, he's the one who recommended, or he mentioned it in one of his videos, and I had to go check it out based on what he was saying because it made so much sense to me. And I actually watched it, and when I watched it, it definitely clicked for me. But anyway, the first and two episodes of Moon Knight, in my opinion, is about us. You see what I'm saying? The guy who's playing Moon Knight, right? The guy who's playing Moon Knight, his the role he's playing, his name is Steve Grant, I believe. Steve Grant. That's his Matrix self. You see what I'm saying? That's his Matrix self. He later finds out about this other character who's using his body. His name is Mark Spector, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all just go check out the show for yourself. But anyway, in this show, Steve Grant was approached by his higher self, aka Khonshu. Correct me if I'm wrong, which is the goddess of the moon, or god of the moon, some type of Egyptian god of the moon. And I'm still watching the show, so I have no idea about this character. This is my first time coming across him. So yeah. Basically the first and second episode is about Steve Grant, his Matrix self, is fighting his higher self. His higher self is trying to get Steve Grant, which is the Matrix ego self. He's trying to get back control of him. In other words, his higher self is trying to take back control of the flesh Steve Grant. You see what I'm saying? Basically, that voice that you hear talking to you, your conscience, that's your real self. In the movie, matter of fact, the dude that's talking for his conscience sound like the dude from who speak for Optimus Prime. When y'all watch the video, the TV show, y'all be able to tell. I haven't even researched it, but the dude who talking for his conscience, his higher self, sounds like Optimus Prime, and I believe that is him. But anyway, the point is, his higher self is trying to get back control of Steve Grant, the Matrix guy. And that's like the guy who was doing all the killing, which is his higher self, Mark Spector. See, Steve Grant don't know who he is, cause Mark Spector is doing everything for him. Mark Spector is his higher self, and as you watch the TV show, you'll realize that. They'll even show you what the older guy who's guiding him with that cane, what you call it, that cane that he has possesses just a smidge of the goddess Amit's power, and he uses that cane to judge people. He'll put it in their palms and he'll let it swing like a pendulum, and they'll let you know if they heart is light as a feather or whatever, however the goddess Amit judges them. You see what I'm saying? And in the first episode, I believe, he judged Steve Grant, who is Moon Knight. He judged him, and the guy was in shock. He said, "There's chaos in you." And when he said that, it automatically clicked for me, because in the past, I've heard people call us chaos beings, so-called Aboriginal black people. There's chaos in you, but of course they flipped the role, made the dude whatever ethnicity he is, and called him Moon Knight. So I think Moon Knight is about us. There's chaos in us, but we don't know that. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, his higher self was trying to get control of Steve Grant, but he would not allow him to take control. When Mark Spector, his higher self, finally took control, which Steve Grant had to say, okay, take control. When his higher self took over, he beat every single villain in that show, in that episode. Point is, when he let his higher self take over, he didn't have to worry. He didn't have to stress. He didn't have to fear. You see what I'm saying? Because his higher self was going to handle everything. And that's pretty much like what we should be doing. We should be connected to our higher self again. But we so much in fear now because of the system that's in place, keeps us mentally vibing low, at a low frequency, keeping us in fear, making us think that somebody can beat us. You see what I'm saying? But when your higher self takes control and that chaos, you allow that chaos to guide you, nothing can stop you. See, the powers that be, they don't want a planet full of chaotic people. And that's not to say it's a bad thing. It's just saying that they don't want us to rise against them, because they had to lower our frequency in order to control us. Like I said before in my previous videos, in order for you to take down a giant, you have to put it to sleep. So that's all they did to us. They put us to sleep. They put our ancestors to sleep. They lowered our frequency. They lowered our Kundalini energy. They got us from the Roots. The TV show, the TV series Roots. Why cut down the leaves when you can get to the root? They got us from the root. Now we rising again, but it's a process. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that show Moon Knight, that is now my favorite character so far. As far as like TV shows, my original favorite character is Hulk, mainly because the madder he gets, the stronger he gets. You see what I'm saying? I like that about him, because it reminds me of myself. But I ain't even gonna lie, I keep letting my Matrix ego self outweigh my chaotic self, because y'all don't want to see me when I'm angry. And the only reason I haven't went that berserk is because y'all already know what they'll do to me. Like all these policemen and stuff like that. All of the power that they've acquired. You know, they got the military on their side. They got the sheeple on their side, taking up for the system. They got the police. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I mean. So yeah, like that show is so deep. Like I just got out of work. I'm tired as hell. I'm about to go eat. I am gonna watch the 3rd and 4th episode, and I advise y'all to watch it. Like really use an open mind and an open eye with watching that TV show. It's about his higher self trying to get back control. That's what we have to do. Our Matrix self has been taken over for so long, and yet like really like bruh, I'm telling you, that show is deep. Every time Steve Grant looked in the mirror, he saw his higher self. His higher self kept saying, "Steve, let me take over. Let me get the body. I got this. We'll be safe." And in those 2 instances of the 1st and 2nd episodes where he fought, he beat the villains every time. that's amazing, bro. Like that shit. Like when I saw that show, man, I was like, damn, that's us for real. The system know they can't beat us, but we just stuck in our ego self. We lost right now. We disconnected right now. So we gotta put our 2 feet together and, you know, get on the ball so we can, you know, allow our higher self to take back over. like going within. You see what I'm saying? So that's really what they showing you in this TV show Moon Knight. Look at that squirrel. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yeah, y'all can see it. But yeah, we gotta let our higher self take back over. And another thing, Steve Grant, the Matrix, Steve Grant, he would not allow his higher self to take over. His higher self had to ask permission, when really our higher self shouldn't have to ask for permission, because our higher self is really us. But it's just that we don't got so deep into fear of the system to the point where we up here complying as a collective and not trying to do nothing as a collective to break this spell that we are in. A lot of people don't even know that we under a spell. Like, so many closed-minded people don't even want to believe that we under a spell. They don't know. But then again, I know how they feel, because I was one of those sheep. I mean, I was aware. I was kind of asleep, but I was like borderline. Like, I could feel that something was wrong when I was at a younger age, but I couldn't pinpoint it. Then years later, it all made sense. I started meeting people who on the same frequency as me. And we could relate. It's like nowadays, like, I'm finding everybody that I meet, they are like on the same level, if not higher, to this awareness. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's amazing to me, because I never thought that I would meet people like me. Because I thought I was the only one, like years ago, I thought I was the only person that was aware of what was going on, and I didn't even know that much. So just imagine now how I feel. But yeah, go check out Moon Knight. The free movie website that I use is elfmovies.com, or you can use elfmovies.cc. That's the letter C, 2 C's. Like I say, I'm here to help. I'm not here to charge nobody for nothing, no knowledge or nothing. If I come across some knowledge, I'm going to give it to you. I'm not finna monetize knowledge. So yeah, that's an amazing show. When he got in that mirror, especially toward the end of the first episode, he said, you gotta let me get the body, Steve. You gotta let me get it. Let me take over. I got this. His higher self kept telling him, bruh. And the dude, Steve Grant, his Matrix, soft, low vibing self, kept being in fear, said, no, you're not gonna take over. There was times in the first and second episode where he was so scared he got down on his knees and started crying, like whining, rejecting his higher self, not allowing his higher self to take control of the wheel, and his higher self, knowing that his higher self was gonna make sure everything would be okay. But anyway, I'm being redundant. Y'all go check out the show for y'allself. Tell me what y'all think. Leave your comments, thoughts, everything in the comment section, and we can discuss it. So yeah, I'm about to head in. I'll catch y'all on the next video. Eater God signing out. Peace.